Hello, Fat Grandma here. It has been almost 2 weeks since I uploaded my last video, and I recorded one last Tuesday, this past Tuesday, but I never got around to editing and getting it uploaded because I was just too busy. I had too many things going on between my eBay sales and some doctor's appointments. It was too much. So I scrapped that video and I'm just going to put everything that has sold in almost 2 weeks in this video. So I will try my best. You know how I get distracted, but I will try my best to kind of just burn through all of the things that have sold, and then anything else I wanted to talk to you guys about, I will do at the end. So if you're here just for the sales, I'll let you know when you can run away. And if you want to hang around for the rest of it, then you can. So the first item that sold, and this was back on December 8th, was a soapstone Buddha incense burner. And I believe I got this in a lot from one of the auctions, and it was just a random thing that when you look at these auction lots, there will be, if you're a seller, or even someone who just collects and you watch auctions for that purpose, there will be maybe one or two items in a lot that, sometimes more, but typically it's one or two things that you'll be really interested in having or getting. And the rest of the things in the box are just kind of there, and they do it on purpose because they have stuff they want to get rid of. And if they lump it in with things that they know people will bid on, they have a better chance of getting rid of all this little random crap that they have to get rid of. So this was one of those little random crap things, but it was, it was kind of a neat little. It was heavy too. It was soapstone, but and pretty detailed for the size, But and it was only 4 inches tall. It sold for $6.99 plus shipping, so the total was $13.50. And again, that sold on the 8th. So we're going back a bit. It's been 10 days since I stopped, since I don't know. It's been 13 days since I uploaded the last video, I think. So I can't even keep track anymore. This month has been crazy, but we'll get into that later. Okay, and the next item I sold was another Hallmark keepsake ornament, and it was the 1994 The Peanuts Gang, and it was Lucy with the football, I think. I can't see this image very good, but I'll put something up here in the corner. And she sold for $3.50, and with shipping, it was $10.81. So shipping was a lot more than the ornament was. And these ornaments, the smaller ones, and this wasn't a miniature, it was just like a regular sized ornament, but I can generally ship them first class because they're under a pound, even with the box and everything. So, um, you know, I don't know why it was so expensive for the shipping, but whatever. Um, the next item that sold, and this is one that I had spoken to you guys about, or I'd showed you in a previous video with all the Hallmark ornaments that I got. This was a light, sound, and motion ornament, and it was Circus Mountain Railroad from 2002. So I had no way to test this thing, and I lowered the price a little bit because I couldn't test it, and I put in the auction that it was being sold as is. I had no way to test it. You know, I had it, I got it. It not that I was a previous owner, I didn't say that I'd owned it or anything, and because I don't do that. If especially if something plugs in or has a potential not to work, I'm not going to say, "Oh, I used to own this and it worked just fine." I won't do that. But anyway, I got a message from someone, and he was interested in it, but he wanted to know if I'd tried it. And it's like, well, if you read the auction, you would know, or not the auction, but the listing, you would know that I haven't tried it. But no, I haven't tried it. I don't have a light string. It took a very specific kind of light string to plug into, And I didn't have one. And I bought a light string thinking it was the right kind, and it wasn't. So I had no way to test this thing. Anyway, the guy purchased it, and then he messaged me again and wanted to know if I thought that it would work. And it's like, I don't have magical powers to know if something's going to work if I can't plug it in. I can hope just like anybody else. And it was $6.99 the price. It wasn't even like a $20 ornament that because this specific ornament, if it's in working order and you can prove that it works, sells for about double, at least double what I was charging for this thing or what I listed it for. And for him to ask me if I thought that it would work was kind of, I don't even know. I was I was kind of surprised that someone would even ask me that kind of a question if they read the auction, if they read the listing, and it just didn't make any sense to me. Like, why ask me that? I'm selling it as is. Was very specific that I had no way to check this thing and how. I don't know. I don't know. If I knew, it would be priced higher. If I knew for a fact this thing was going to work, it would have been double the price. That's it. You wouldn't be getting it for $6.99. So anyway, he got the ornament, and I asked him after I knew he'd received it how it went with the ornament, and he said that it runs, it goes forward, it's a little jerky, the motions are a little jerky, which may just be a symptom of being an ornament. I don't know. But he said when he tries to put it in reverse, it won't go backward. And so he said, I guess just, things in life go this way or whatever. And I'm like, dude, I'm thinking to myself, you paid $7 for this ornament plus shipping, so fine, whatever. It goes along with the program, and you knew there was a chance it wasn't going to work at all. And the fact that it mostly works is pretty good. He's kind of negative, like when I say kind of, I'm being kind. Um, and so tonight, after a few days of thinking about this, I sent him an email and I was like, look, if you want to return this ornament, I will pay for the return shipping and I will refund you. Um, he hasn't left feedback yet. I haven't left him feedback. I don't want, after Christmas, to have him file that he wants to return this ornament. That's not okay. So I told him that I would refund him for the ornament, pay for the return shipping. Thank you for finding out what was wrong with it, and but I told him that he has to return it before the 24th. So this isn't going to get used for the holiday and then all of a sudden get sent back to me. That's not happening. So and I don't know if that's the intention, but he's negative. Like, his whole attitude was kind of negative about the whole thing. And it's like, why did you even buy it then? Buy one that is fully functioning, that the listing says that it's fully functioning, or that there's a video for that the seller has proven that it's working. Buy one of those, pay more and buy one of those, and then there's just no question. It would be much easier instead of all of this Eeyore about the fact that it won't go backward, and it's 20 years old, this ornament, so there was a good chance it wasn't going to work at all. Anyway, so I'll let you guys know in the next video if he returned this ornament or not. I have a feeling he's going to keep it. I think he just likes to complain, and kind of like my mother, there's always something to complain about, and I'll complain for sure. You guys have seen it, but I also will try to look for something that's good about whatever has happened, or something else in the same breath that I can find that's not negative. I don't know. Anyway, so that's what happened with that ornament, and here I am trailing off on something, but whatever. You guys are used to it by now. If you've watched any of my videos, you know that I can't just do one thing and stay there. This is going to happen. So next item was an ornament. This one also has a story. Everything has a story. Um, I won't go into the story on this one, though. I'll tell the story when I get to the next one that had to do with this one. So this was a Hallmark keepsake mini ornament. So it was one of the little tiny ones, and it was the Sugar Plum Fairy from the Nutcracker Ballet, and it was from 2000, so vintage. Um, it was $9.99, sold for $9.99, and they paid a total of $15.80 with shipping. I also have the Rat King, but I'll get to that later. Um, anyway, so that was that sale. It was a good sale because, again, most of my ornaments, or all of them really, I paid around $1.50 for it, averaged out to that. Once I had all the Hallmark ornaments, and I stopped myself from buying any more because there are so many auctions with Hallmark ornaments right now, and I have um, a problem with them. And so I have to not look because I will want to bid on them and I will end up with a Hallmark store. And I don't need that. I have other things I need to, because these don't make me any money really. They're just fun to have, you know. So that's my problem with these. But anyway, so that one was a good sale for $1.50 and a $9.99. Not huge money, but you know, again, decent sale. So the next item were two Pier 1 imports, Ming pattern, cobalt blue and white, coffee, tea, mug, cups, whatever. These were really pretty, and I found them at the Humane Society thrift store, and they were $1 a piece. I had a feeling when I saw them that they might be worth something, just because they had Pier 1 on the bottom of them. I wasn't sure, but I grabbed them because, again, they were only $1 a piece, and I think it was 20% off things that weren't anything that was holiday in the store was 50% off, but anything that was just like regular stock was 20% off. So I got 20% off of $1, so I paid 80 cents a piece for these mugs, and I sold them for 19.95. And I don't know if you guys remember Pier 1 back in the day, like back in the late 80s, early 90s, is when I found out about Pier 1. They built one in Phoenix, you know, and or two, and it was kind of like a fancy Big Lots. It was, you know, because they got interesting things from all over the world, but the prices were really good. Like stuff was cheap, you know. And over the years, they raised the prices and continued to raise the prices. And I don't know if that's part of the reason that most of the brick and mortar stores have closed now, or all of them. I don't even know what the deal is with Pier 1 anymore, but the last time I was in one was probably the late 90s, early 2000s, and the prices were, you know, it wasn't a bargain anymore. It was going to a foo-foo store to buy imports. You know, it wasn't a good deal anymore. I mean, you know, you could find unique things for sure, but they weren't the good prices that I'd seen early on in the days of the stores when they first opened them in Phoenix anyway. So but that was a really good sale for less than $2. It turned into almost 20. You know, so they paid the same amount in shipping though because the total was $40.80 with shipping. They were super heavy, so very solid mugs. You know, like they probably would break, but they wouldn't break real easy. Like if you dropped one from a foot off of the floor, you wouldn't have to worry about it shattering into a million pieces. They were pretty sturdy. So anyway, that was a good sale. This next one I lost money on because I was stupid and guessed wrong on the weight of the item, and so I lost money on it. It was a fruits and vegetables coffee cocoa mug. The artist was Lori Gates, and I picked this up also, I think, at the Humane Society thrift store. But I've had this in my store for months, like a long time, since spring last year, late spring, and it sold for $3.99. And they paid $10.47 total. But I had listed it as weighing less than a pound, so it could go first class or priority is the choice that I give my buyers usually if it's a smaller item. And they chose first class, which would be fine, except for the fact that once I got it packed in all the bubble wrap and the box that I had to use, size wise, it weighed 1 ounce over a pound. So I had to ship it priority because they'd chosen first class. I couldn't ship it ground because it would take longer to get there. And anyway, I had to ship it priority. And so I ended up losing like $1 and some change on this stupid mug, but it's gone, and I can fit another mug in one of those boxes back there, so whatever. Um, it would have been a good sale if I'd had the right shipping amount on there. Let's see. Okay, the next item, another Hallmark ornament. This one was a 1993 Barbie in a ball gown, and this box was sealed. This ornament was never used. I don't know how I ended up only getting $2.95 for it, because most of my ornaments I have listed for more than that. I did run a sale on a good chunk of things in my store, not this past Thursday, but the one before, because I was getting no activity. And I ran a sale for a few days, and I think I was doing 15 or 20% off of quite a few things in my shop. And that could be what happened with this, but it's they paid $2.95 plus shipping. And with shipping, it was $9.79. So shipping was a lot more than the ornament was, but anyway, didn't make a ton of money on that. Probably $1 after all the fees and everything that eBay takes, So that wasn't anything to scream about, but they got it, and it's gone. So another ornament is the next item. This was a 2002 Our Christmas Together Half Moon Kiss ornament. And I honestly didn't know if this one was going to sell, because it actually had 2002 on the ornament, where you could see it. It wasn't just stamped on the back where it has Hallmark and everything. It was actually dated on the ornament, and somebody bought it and paid $4.55 plus shipping for it. So their total was $10.10. And okay, the next item was a rather large coffee mug that was white with red snowflakes on it. Big snowflakes, not a ton of snowflakes, just like I think it had two snowflakes on it, one on each side. I thought it was kind of cool, and I think I got it at, I don't know, it was one of the thrift stores, not one that I usually go to, one that I just happened to stop at, and this was months ago, again, late spring, early summer. And it was big though. It sold for $4.99 plus shipping, so the total was $15.01 with shipping. So they definitely paid more for shipping than they did for the mug. But it was a nice solid mug, so and fairly large, almost the size of a soup mug, but not quite. So it was taller than a soup mug, but anyway, the next item I sold was a 2002 American Silver Eagle Proof dollar US Mint coin. And I've had a few of these that I've sold since I started doing eBay back in the spring in March. And I'd gotten a few over the years from my mother. She used to buy these things. She signed up for, they see her coming when it comes to things like Bradbury Mint and those kind of websites, because she'll sign up for these things that I don't know. Anyway, I had a few, and I just started selling them. If I was having a slow week or a slow couple of weeks in eBay, I'd go ahead and throw one up on a listing, and they always sold. And because week before last had started out really slow, I didn't even know if I was going to do a video last week, or week before, because I'd had like no sales until Thursday or Friday rolled around, and like a couple, but nothing worth doing a video. So I had gone ahead and listed one of these, and it sold for 65. I have no idea what she paid for these, but I don't need them, so they're getting sold. I've got one more listed, and then that'll be it for those. The next item I sold was another Day of the Dead item, and it was a decorative resin cat wearing a yellow sombrero. And I've only got a couple more Day of the Dead items, I think, left, but this one sold for $5.96 plus shipping, so the total was $13.22, and they've already left feedback. The next item I sold, I got this in an auction lot. It was one of those random weird things that's in the box that you don't see when you're looking at the photos, because all of the auctions I do, I don't go in and stand around a bunch of people putting my hand up if, to a dollar more or whatever their thing is. I watch the auctions online and I look at the photos and the items that I'm really interested in each lot. I will Google Lens to see what it is if I can't tell for sure. And then I can do some research on it to see what it's selling for on eBay, if there's any listed, that kind of thing. But again, like I said before, they throw weird things in the box to get rid of them. And this was another one of those weird random things. And it was a hand painted glass floral trinket dish. It was kind of pear shaped and it had gold trim on it. But you could tell that it was hand painted. I found some others that were kind of similar to it on eBay and on Poshmark. I think I found some photos. When I did the Google Lens thing after I got it home, because I didn't even see it in the box when I was bidding on this lot. But anyway, it ended up selling for $7.99. So plus shipping, so the total they paid was $16.53, and it was just a little bitty thing. It was only a few inches long and like a little trinket dish, like you could put earrings in it or something. Maybe I don't even know. It was very tiny and but it was kind of cool looking. So somebody got a little trinket dish. People like funny, weird little trinkety kind of things, and I've sold a number of those small objects that like I don't know if you guys saw the video where I sold the trinket box that was wood from Finland. Um, I was surprised how quick that sold, and this also sold relatively fast. So very strange, but you know, good for me. It's gone, and somebody has a little trinket dish now. So okay, the next item was the ornament that I put on auction. It was the Commonwealth Picker pepper ornament that I purchased from him and then contacted him to see if he would mind if I ran an auction to raise money for Halo Animal Rescue here in Arizona. I did a video about it, if you guys saw that. And anyway, the ornament sold for the final price was $50. Donald, if you're watching this, thank you for bidding on the auction. And he has received the ornament, and I have donated the funds to Halo. I will put the receipt up here in the corner so you guys can see that they got the donation, the $50 donation. And I've got another auction running right now that 25% is going to go to Halo. I think I'm going to do that just whenever I get something that's unusual. I'm going to do a portion of the proceeds will go to Halo or maybe one of the other animal rescue places here in town. But I like Halo to donate to. Anyway, so that was good. $50 for Halo. Hopefully it'll help with some animals, and maybe I'll talk about the other thing that's up for auction now at the end of this video after I get done with my sales. So I don't even know how far into this we are. Okay, so the next two items, the same person purchased them, but they purchased them separately. And these were sets of glasses that the gas stations here in Arizona back in, it was Blakely gas station, I think. Blakely Oil and Gas. They were cactus. They're Arizona cactus, all the native Arizona cactus on like bar glasses, or there was a set of juice glasses. There were tumblers. Anyway, my mother had three sets of different types of glasses and a pitcher and, well, two pitchers. One was a large, regular looking pitcher, and then there was another one with a plastic lid on it, which was almost like a Tupperware lid on this pitcher. And anyway, I listed these because I knew what these were worth. They are worth quite a pretty penny if you have a full set. And like I said, there's three sets. They're just different. And I sold the juice glasses set with a 6 3/4 inch tall pitcher that came, that went with those. And I sold another set to the same people that was the tumblers with a wooden tray that had brands on it, like horse branding or cattle branding, like little brand symbols on it. And I'll put some pictures up here. They were really nice glasses. But I saw some of these being listed on eBay, and I was like, I remember seeing those when I was a kid. And so I asked my mom if she had them still, because I knew that at one point that I'd seen them in this house, and when I was little. And she said, "Oh yeah," and she opened a cabinet above the refrigerator, and these things must have been up there I since the early '60s because there was so much dust on them. You could hardly see the cactus or anything. So I spent an afternoon out front rinsing all of the glasses off and cleaning them with glass cleaner very carefully so that I wouldn't do any damage to any of the paint, or anything. But anyway, the juice glass set with the 6 3/4 inch tall pitcher sold for $120, and the tumbler set of 8 glasses with the wooden tray sold for 240. So those were really, really good sales. And I've still got another set listed right now. And I think I've got, I don't know how many people. There were 3 people watching it the last time I checked. So I suspect they will sell in the next 30 days. I did take an offer on both of these only because the people were local. And so what I did is I took off the amount that I thought I would end up spending on packing these things up if I had to ship them because, worth my time and the box I was going to have to go get and all the packing materials and stuff. It would have been a fiasco to try and ship these. And so I originally had the juice glasses priced for 140 and I sold them for 120. And then the other set, I believe I had priced at 260 and I took 240 for that. So I took $20 off of each one. And they said I met them for a local pickup, which was my first time doing that. That was interesting. The buyer gets a QR code in an email. And when you meet them, you scan that QR code through eBay on your phone and it shows that's your proof. That's your proof that the buyer got the items. So, anyway, and they've left feedback for me. So that went really well. And those were 2 very, very good sales. Those sales made the month of December for me. The next item was a Funko Pop Edward Scissorhands, and he had kebabs on this figure. So that sold for $19.99 plus shipping, and that was a total of $27.36. And I think they already left me feedback too. It's not showing on my screen that they did, but I could have sworn I saw feedback for this. Maybe it was a different Funko. I don't know. The next item that I sold was 2 packages of Star Wars customizable card game cards, and these were another thing that came in the bottom of an auction lot. I had no idea what they were. I looked them up on eBay, and I just threw them up on a listing, and they sold for $11.99. So whatever lot they came in probably is paid for now, just from those cards. If it wasn't already paid for, a sale of something else. $19.39 was shipping for those. So that was a good sale because I don't even know what they were, just like an extra in the auction lot. So really, it's profit, I'm guessing. I don't even know what those came with, but the next item I sold was another Hallmark ornament, and it was Dancing Clara from 2004. She was a Madame Alexander Hallmark ornament, and she sold for $7.69 plus shipping. Total was $14.18 with the shipping. And I already got feedback for her. The next item I sold was the Sac crochet black and pink handbag, and it was cherries there was one set of cherries on the front of the bag that had sequins, and it had a snap closure, and their total was $17.13 with shipping. So the next item was a Funko Pop Disney Nightmare Before Christmas, and it was Snowman Jack, and he sold for $7.99, and with shipping the total was $14.38. So, and then, yeah, all of my Funko Pops were in brand new condition. No damage to the boxes or anything. Next item I sold was a Disney Nightmare Before Christmas crossbody bag. It was Jack Skellington, and I'm 90% sure I bought this bag at Disneyland the last time that I went, which was, I don't even know, early 2000s, mid 2000s, maybe 2005. Anyway, it sold for $17.99, and with shipping it was $34.20. So that finally sold. I had a lot of people watching that bag for a long time, and someone finally bought it. And I think they bought it when I had the sale going on in my store. So anyway, that was a good sell because that was purchased so long ago, and I actually used that bag, and my granddaughter used that bag, the Jack Skellington bag, when she was going through her Jack Skellington phase that lasted about 5 years. She used that. It wasn't a huge purse. It was, just like a little. It was like a small handbag that you had a long strap, and we made it as short as possible for her, and she would wear her Jack Skellington shirt or her Jack Skellington. She dragged her Jack Skellington doll around, and she would take this purse, and she had a Jack Skellington wallet, and she had her own little money, and she would like to pay for her own things when we would go to the store. So I gave her this purse, and she used it for a little while, and so we got use out of it. I used it for a while, and then my granddaughter used it, and then I sold it for almost, well, it's $18 basically. So yay. Anyway, the next item was another Hallmark ornament, and this was the Mouse King from the Nutcracker Ballet. And the story with these ornaments was someone emailed me or messaged me through eBay about the Mouse King, and they wanted to know if I would take $4 for it, and I had it listed for $5.99. But I told them that that I had at the time the fairy, the Sugar Plum Fairy. I also had her, but I hadn't listed her yet. And I said, well, no, but I could, sell you the Sugar Plum Fairy for the same price as the Mouse King and combine the shipping. So that would save you on shipping if you're interested in having both of them. And I didn't hear anything back from this person. Days went by, heard nothing back from this person. So I went ahead and listed the fairy, and she sold within 2 days. Somebody else bought her. And she sold for full price. I think I sold her for $9.99. I can't remember. I think I told you guys at the beginning that I had sold her. Going back through here to see what I can. Yeah, I sold her for $9.99, and I was initially going to sell her to this other person for $4.99. Or I'm getting back up here now. I got to scroll back up, but I was going to sell her for the same amount, $5.99, as I was selling the Mouse King. I'm glad I didn't because I made an extra $4 on the fairy. Anyway, 9 days later, I get an email or a message from this person. Oh, I'd love to have the fairy too. And it's like, dude, you snoozed for way too long. It was over a week. It's been over a week. And I told him, I wrote back and I'm like, I already sold that one. I didn't hear back from you. It's been 9 days. And I didn't think that they were going to go ahead and purchase the Mouse King ornament, but they did. And they didn't even ask for anything off. They just bought it. So it was a very weird sale. I don't understand, but that's fine. I refunded them part of the shipping on the they paid a total of $10.24 with shipping, and I refunded part of it because it was first class, but there are different levels of first class, and when I had estimated what this was going to cost, it was like, I don't know, it was cheaper. It was way cheaper than I thought it was going to be to ship this thing. So I refunded them. I think they ended up getting a $2 or maybe $3 back for the shipping. But I still made $5.99 on the ornament. So, I mean, that's what I sold it for. So, $3.50 in profit on that ornament. It was just a weird, kerfuffled kind of situation with them taking forever to get back to me. And it's like, well, you snooze, you lose, because those Sugar Plum Fairy ornaments sell for more than a lot of the other ornaments do. I don't know. They move faster. The next item I sold was a Nightmare Before Christmas red jack face black wallet. And it was just a simple little fold wallet. Didn't have a zipper. I think it had one zipper in the center for coins or whatever, but it just folded closed. It had a snap closure. It sold for $7.99, and this is an item I know that I bought at Disneyland, and I think I bought at the same time I bought that handbag. And this is actually the wallet that my granddaughter also used. So, right along with the handbag, we both used the handbag and the wallet. We both so we both got use out of them. And this wallet sold for $7.99. So, plus shipping, with total was $13.87 for the wallet. And they asked me, they purchased this on the 15th. And I didn't see this note that they left for me anywhere. I mean, even when I was printing the label, I didn't see the note. I saw it today when I was scanning back through all of my sales for the past 2 weeks. And it says, buyer's note, please ship this as soon as possible, hoping to receive before Christmas. They ordered it on the 15th. It should get there. But I was kind of amused by, don't wait till the last minute to order things. Because I can't do anything about what the post office does. And then I looked to see, and they had it shipped first class. If you're in a hurry and you want something to get there faster, you probably want to choose priority, which I know I offered, but they chose first class. And it's like, dude, you're asking for problems with first class because there's no insurance, there's no guarantee that it's going to get there. So good luck. But I did look, and it says that it's supposed to be delivered Tuesday. So hopefully they'll have it before Christmas. But I wrote them back today, and I was like, I sent the item the same day you paid for it. So it got mailed out on the 15th. But I said, from in the future, if you want something to get there faster, you might want to choose priority, because first class is not the way to go if you want something to get to you quicker. Anyway, and the fact that I didn't see this note, because normally I'll see the notes from customers if they have something that they want to ask me or tell me or whatever, and I did not see this one. I don't know what was going on with eBay, or if it just, I did not see it, until today. But and then looking back through it, I was like, why, if they're in such a hurry, why did they have it, I don't know, first class? They're very trusting. I hope it gets there in time. But there's nothing I can do about it. Anyway, okay, next item. And these were interesting. And that's why I bought them. I got them in an auction. I paid $5. No one else bid on these things. They were Westward Ho bookends, and they were wood and leather. And the leather part of the bookend, I'll put some pictures up here, but the leather part had branding symbols in it. They were from the 50s. And anyway, I could not find any of these anywhere. I found some that were similar on WorthPoint, but I don't pay for a subscription to WorthPoint, and I'm not gonna, because I think I've mentioned this before. The one time I signed up for their, a subscription, they had a trial that you could do at the beginning. I looked up a bunch of stuff that I was trying to find information on, and they didn't have any of it on their website. And I was like, well, this is useless for me. So I canceled the trial and didn't stick with it, and I'm not gonna pay for it. If half the stuff I'm looking for isn't on there, what's the point? And it's not cheap either. So I'd rather pay for my eBay store or, you know, bookkeeping software monthly fee or whatever. If I'm going to do something like that, that would be worth it more than WorthPoint, where they're not going to have half the things that I'm looking for. If I dig around long enough online, I can usually find stuff. These I could not. Now, if I'd spend more time dugging, if I had spent more time digging, I might have found something, but I spent quite a bit of time as it was, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to list them for 45 and see what happens. And within 2 days, I think it might have been less than 2 days, somebody offered me 40, and I was like, fine. I paid $5 for them. I don't care. Now, these bookends could be worth $200. I have no my luck, that's what they're worth. I have no idea. I have no idea what they're worth. I don't know. You know, I don't care though. I honestly don't care. I paid $5 for them. Well, 6 with the auction house fees or whatever, but still, I sold them for 40. And again, I normally don't take offers right after I've listed something, but these were weird and I couldn't find them and I didn't know how to price them. And, you know, if these people turn around and sell them for a couple $100, more power to them. I don't care. That's fine. I got my money back and plus a lot more. So these would be a bolo. If you happen to see, if you happen to see Westward Ho bookends, and I'll show a picture of what the bottom looked like. There was a little sticker on the bottom of them that, you know, they might be worth something. And, you know, maybe grab them if you can get them for cheap. Because, you know, I saw them. They were the only thing in the auction in that particular lot. There was nothing random thrown in with them. They were it. And I was like, those are so weird and random. I'll bet they're worth something. And it was a fluke for sure. That, and then no one else bid on them. I couldn't believe, I was like watching the auction. I was like, please don't let anybody bid on these. Please don't let anybody bid on these. Because I had a feeling that they might be worth something, but I wasn't sure. And I got them for $5. So yay. Anyway, so that was a really good sale. Not a ton of money, but it was a good turnaround. And it was quick. And I, I, you know, quadrupled my money. So yay, you know, that was definitely good. I think we're getting close to the end here. I've only got two more things left. The next item that sold was a vintage 1997 Laurel Birch tall ceramic coffee mug. And it was very bright colors. I got this at the Humane Society thrift store for $1, and it sold for $9.99 plus shipping. So the total was $19.67 with the shipping. And the last item, and this sold this morning, was a Nightmare Before Christmas Jack Skellington in a nightcap and pajamas Mopees plush. He was 4.5 inches tall. I think I got this little thing as a gift from my daughter for a birthday or Christmas or something a few years ago. I don't remember. But it sold for $7.99, and with shipping it was $13.05. So and I messaged the person. I was like, because it was first class, you know, and I was like, I don't know if this is going to get to you before Christmas, so I hope this isn't a gift. And she, you know, I mean, I was nice about it, but I was like, yeah, we're pretty close now, and it's a week, you know, until Christmas. And she wrote me back and she said, no, it's not a gift, but thank you for letting me know. And so anyway, it's Sunday now, and so that's it for my sales. That's it. That's what I've had for sales in the past 2 weeks, and it's been less than 2 weeks. It's been like 12 days, I think, since I did the last video and did my sales, or I don't know, 12 or 13 days, and I don't even know how many sales that just was. More than I've had before. It's been kind of busy. Anyway, that's it with my eBay sales as far as the sales go. I was going to tell you about the other item that I have up for auction right now. I have to find the exact name of it, so I may pause this for a second while I'm looking. Okay, I found it. This is another thing that was a random thing in an auction lot that was under some other stuff, and I couldn't even see it when I was looking at the photo of the lot to see what was in there, you know. Anyway, it's a William Randolph Hearst collection, and this was from a public sale back in 1938. And the auction, it wasn't an auction really, it was a sale, and it was a gallery that was selling all of his things, and this was part 2 of the public sale. And there's photographs in this book, and there's it's like an actual book. I'll show you, I'll put some pictures up here of it, but I started the auction out at $20. I could not find this book anywhere, like another copy. Libraries. There's a couple of libraries that have a copy of it that you can view in other states and stuff, but I couldn't find this where it had been sold anywhere, at all. This particular book, or whatever you want to call it, catalog. Really, I guess it's a catalog, because it was a catalog of everything that they were selling in this particular gallery on these particular dates, because there were different dates, I guess, that they sold his belongings. It was a public sale, but this particular part of the sale was the second part of his collection. It was early American furniture and blue Staffordshire ware were the focus of this particular sale. So, and it was November 17th, 18th, and 19th of 1938. And this is the item that I'm gonna donate 25% of whatever I sell this for to Halo. So I don't know, someone's watching it already. There's 5 days left on the auction, and we'll see what happens. I have no idea if it's worth anything or not. I thought it was very interesting, though. So I thought, well, I'll do an auction for that because I don't know what it's worth. And so the other thing that's going on is I am putting my eBay store on vacation mode starting tonight, I think at midnight. It's going to be on vacation mode until Christmas Eve, because I do not want people buying things and, as a last minute, last ditch effort to get a Christmas gift for someone, have it not get there on time and I get negative feedback. It's not going to go well, especially with the post office the way it is. If it's going USPS, you might as well figure, if you haven't ordered it by now, you're probably not going to have it in time for Christmas, and that's just the way it is. But yeah, I'm putting my store on vacation mode, and it's going to be on vacation mode until Christmas Eve, because I figure if somebody wants to buy something after Christmas Eve, or on Christmas Eve, that's fine. They know it's not going to be there the next day, because, it's just not, and they can't leave me negative feedback. People will leave negative feedback, even if it's not your fault. I've watched videos, and like I said, I did eBay a long time ago, back when people had to mail you a check, or I can't remember if they took PayPal back when I did it before or not, but I know that people will give negative feedback for stupid reasons. And the post office, once they have the package, it is out of my control. I can't do anything about it. I can't make it get there faster. I can't make sure that it gets there not damaged. I can't do anything. All I can do is mail it out quick, which I do every time. It's within a couple of days their package is gone. Um, and and pack it up really well so that it doesn't get broken, to the best of my ability. You can't 100% protect anything from the shipping companies, because they damage stuff and there's nothing you can do about it. But when people leave negative feedback because a package didn't arrive on time, that's not my fault. If I shipped it out the day after I got the order from you, and you leave me negative feedback because it didn't get there on time, you're just an asshole. Excuse my mouth, but that's what you are. Um, I think last year, sellers that I watched anyway, said that things stayed fairly active on eBay even after Christmas. So we'll see if that's what happens with me. But again, my store is going to be on vacation mode for a few days, and that'll give me some time to try and get some things reorganized in here. And I've got a couple of doctor's appointments coming up, and I had a couple last week. I had an MRI on my lower back, and I had X-rays on my hips, and I've got two bulging discs, and I've got osteoarthritis in my back. So there's really, it's not stuff that they can fix. Um, there's treatment. My doctor has put in with my insurance for approval to do some steroid injections in my lower back. So we'll see if that does any good, because if I can get more mobile, then I can start, doing some exercises that will maybe strengthen my core a little bit. That might help. Increase my core strength, might help with my back pain. I don't know, but I'm hopeful. So we'll see what happens with that. But I've got an appointment with my heart doctor this week because I need to get another echo done. And I've got something called aortic insufficiency, which isn't a huge issue, but it can get worse as you get older. And one of my valves doesn't work like it's supposed to. So they need to do another echo to see if it's gotten worse or if it's stayed the same over the past. It's been about 5 years since I've had an echo done. I'm supposed to get them done like every other year, but it's been a while, so it's time to have another one. Anyway, so I have to have that done, and then just my regular medical doctor so that I can get my blood pressure medications and all that good stuff. So that's what's happening this week, and I guess that's it. I think I'm finally finished. I think I said that once before, but I think I'm done. I hope that you guys have a great week leading up to the holiday. Whatever holiday you celebrate this time of year, I hope that it is peaceful and full of love and warmth, and that you enjoy your family and friends and your health, and I will see you after Christmas. Bye.